I know for myself, if I'm struggling with discipline, I can always find an excuse to meet a person or talk to a person when really sometimes I have to say no. But in the other end, there's the people who really resist people to prioritize their tasks. So how do you balance those?
Okay. I want to make out my day schedule. And here are these 10 things that I want to do today. Now, if God brings a person across my path who needs help, then I'm willing to come out of my schedule to give him that help. So the question now is, does he need help right now? Or can we do this later? Maybe at the end of the day, maybe tomorrow sometime. So I'll ask a person, somebody said, Darcy, I really need to talk to you. Oh, okay, do we need to talk right now? Or can we do this in the near future? And if he says, oh, no, this can wait, okay, then I'm not going to come out of my schedule right now. Since he says we don't have to talk now, just sometime soon, I'll do that. And so I'm willing to come out of my schedule, but I need a real good reason to do so. Now, one of my best friends just recently died, and I guess about a month before he died, he called me on the phone, and he said, I'm in severe pain right now. Please pray for me. And I said, okay, we will. And my wife and I could have prayed in our home for that man, but I just sensed this was critical. We needed to drive to his house 20 miles away and pray for him. So and I did. So it's a 20 miles there, 20 miles back. We laid our hands on him, prayed for him, came home. And about an hour after we got back home, he called on the phone and said, I just want you to know my pain is gone. It is gone. And so I just felt that was something that I needed to do. And all those 10 things on my schedule, okay, there were a couple of things that I didn't get done, but I felt like his need was greater. So while we want to accomplish our tasks and do a good job in them, sometimes a person may be more necessary to tend to right then.
Yeah, think about Jesus who got interrupted helping one person by the woman who reached out and grabbed his cloak, his robe. Mm-hmm. And the power went out from him. But he was on his way. Was it Jairus' daughter?
Yeah.
He was on his way to go heal. But so even in the midst of doing something he for sure was supposed to be doing, this other thing happened, and he didn't ignore her either. So he still addressed it and looked at her and talked to her. And I think one of the things that really hit me, I read in a book a few years ago, is like, you can't love people in a hurry. If you're rushed, your life's out of control almost. Like, and it seems like somebody who's really living in the Spirit should be able to be interrupted.
Well, I agree with that. And it's well said that for a child, love is spelled Time. He needs time with dad as well as time with mom. And sometimes for us dads, we're so busy on the job and other things like that and paying bills, we don't take the time to spend with our children. In other words, that's really a lack of love, I think, on our part. And so I think that's well put, that you can't love somebody in a hurry. Sometimes a person needs not your money, but they need your time, your listening ears, your helpful advice, your prayers, and all that takes time.
Yeah.
That's what it says in 2 Timothy, be ready in season and out of season. That is, be ready to serve people, not only when it's scheduled, when it's not scheduled, not only when it's convenient, but when it's inconvenient. Do that.
No. Okay, so you mentioned this in your story, but how can you discern? Well, I'll get more specific with the example you gave. How did you know you weren't just supposed to pray for him over the phone versus drive to his house?
I think it was just a conviction God gave me. He was in severe pain, and I wanted to go. And like James 5:16 says, is anyone among you sick? Let him call for the elders of the church. Well, I was his pastor at the time. Let him call for the elders of the church and let them anoint him with oil. And the prayer of faith will heal the sick man. And so I just said, Sue, I really felt like his need is so acute. He's in such pain. Let's drive over there and let's anoint him with oil, and you and I lay hands on him and pray for him. That was just a conviction that I had. And I'm glad that we did.